welcome to my channel. Today I've got a makeup tutorial slash vlog for you. I used to do just makeup tutorials, but admittedly, I don't know, I sort of felt like doing makeup tutorials got boring for me in particular, me, myself and I. Just because I feel like with makeup tutorials, once you've shown a technique, you can just copy the technique with different colors, but it's still the same technique, so I felt like I was continuously repeating myself. And also I really don't wear that much makeup anymore just for the sake of makeup. I wear it more for like me than like just for the art of makeup, I suppose. It sounds sad, but I do still do makeup on other people for the art of makeup, but I can't particularly film that anyway. So yeah, new format, makeup, but also vlogging. Today we're just gonna do a very basic look because I'm going hiking with my parents this time. So it's going to be quite a short hike, but anyway, I don't really need a full face of glam makeup for that, do I? I don't. So yeah, the most important thing you've just seen was sunscreen, because I don't want to get premature aging of the skin or other quite more horrific things from the sun. So yeah, sunscreen is important. The one I use is by Biodermal, which is also mattifying and particularly meant for your face because I have oily skin to begin with. So if I use a sunscreen that's particularly oily, then I'm just going to be a disco ball, which is generally not what I'm trying to become. So yeah. Anyway, I did some like spot concealing with a foundation, a cream foundation on my chin and around my nose, just the areas where I naturally get a little bit more red. And then around my eyes, I'm just using a regular concealer to hide any darkness because you know, I actually looked it up once. It's not because, well, I mean, you could get dark circles if you don't get enough sleep or don't drink enough water, but you could just have dark circles when you do get enough sleep and do drink enough water, like me, because some people just have thinner skin underneath their eyes, and if you do, then you're just going to have dark circles underneath your eyes, no matter what you do. So that's fun to know, isn't it? It's annoying, and you can do absolutely nothing about it except for concealing. So yeah, anyway, concealer it is. Then I'm using a heap of powder. I'm not going to do any form of eyeshadow, so I also put powder on my eyelids because I don't need it to be sticky for eyeshadow to cling to, because I'm not using eyeshadow. I just said that. That probably was already clear. I am contouring a little bit with a dark foundation powder. I think this one is by Yves Rocher, is absolutely ancient, but I'm pretty sure they still sell it or something like it. But yeah, it is nice and subtle. Just a little bit more definition still. And then, because I am actually a blonde by nature, I do use concealer because otherwise my eyelashes are just very, very hard to see, basically. Then some eyebrow gel and then some setting spray. I really feel like this helps, especially in hot weather, to make my makeup last a little bit longer. And then some lipstick. I feel like, especially when I haven't done a lot with my eyes, I really do enjoy wearing lipstick. Just makes it look a little bit more put together. I do usually do looks like this to work as well, but then I half the time skip the lipstick because I'm lazy. Then some Eau de Toilette. This one is Fresh Rose by Yves Rocher. I also use this to work, so I pretty much use this every single day. And lately I've been doing something different with my bangs. I used to do the vintage like roll, but I wanted something a little bit more, I don't know, soft, I guess. So now I go for curls. This was at the end of the week, so I am using some spray, you know, like the dry shampoo spray. Just because, well, my face is oily. This is, by the way, why I don't want my bangs to be in my face. Because I have oily skin, my bangs get oily really quickly if they're in my face. And this way they're curled enough that they barely even touch my skin, which is nice. So yeah, I just brush through them and then separate them a little bit so they become like separate defined curls. Then I spent way too much time trying to push them into shape, even though realistically I'm going to be walking around and they're not going to stay in the exact position that I put them in now anyway. But still, yeah. And then some hairspray, which does actually help with that. This is the L'Oreal Elnet hairspray, Sublime Strength. The strongest one. It is actually surprisingly strong. Anyway, and then I'm just putting my hair up in a bun. To have it out of the way because it was really hot today and I didn't want it to be all sweaty in my neck. That's it. Then time for some coffee and a, I don't know if they actually have these outside of the Netherlands, but an eierkoek. It's basically a soft, like, big cookie thing, sort of like cake. I don't know if you're ever in the Netherlands, buy one, they're nice and tasty. Anyway, and then my hiking boots, I really love these, by the way. I bought them a few years ago when I went on my first hiking trip on my own in Germany, and it was so cool. It was also literally very cool. It was in the middle of winter and there was a snowstorm, and they kept my feet warm, but they're also good in summer. Like, they're really like, I don't know, they just breathe, I guess. I like these boots. They do take some time to tie up though. But yeah, and also I decided to use my GoPro for vlogging this time, because my old vlogging camera is slowly dying. It's still good at like zooming in on things, but like in general it's just it's getting a bit old. Anyway, so let me know if you like the GoPro as a vlogging camera. I think it actually has quite a nice view, even when you're using it for like walking instead of actual like action. If you get what I mean. I like how wide the like angle of the screen is and everything. Like, I feel like it really shows the landscape well, which is what it's made of, or for, I mean. And right now we're walking in Zevenhoven near Nieuwkoop. You probably don't even know where that is, but that doesn't matter. Anyway, yeah, we just decided to take a walk here, and I decided to take you along because I've been really busy lately, so I haven't really filmed a lot. Also, why did I do a makeup tutorial with this while I'm wearing sunglasses? I don't know either, but anyway, enjoy. So yeah, it was really a lovely day to hike. I mean, seriously, like blue skies, but it was not too warm yet. Like, we did go hiking early in the morning for that purpose, because in the afternoon it did get really hot. But in the morning it was still like the kind of weather where it's like nice and warm, but it's not like sweat all over the place and having to drink like a gallon of water every 5 steps. Because that's just no fun. I'm just way better with the cold than with the heat, admittedly. I'm just a very cold person, I guess. Anyway, also I didn't actually, well, I brought a sports drink, but I mostly drank coffee, because the coffee you saw me make earlier, or make, well, my dad made it, but the coffee you saw me like have in front of me earlier, it didn't cool down quite quickly enough, because I always wait until my coffee is basically cold. So I tossed it into one of my Stanley cups. Yes, I caved and finally bought the famous Stanley cups. One for like cold drinks and one for coffee, because I also bring it to work, because the coffee at work is quite atrocious. So yeah, I'm a coffee snob, so I bring it from home now. Anyway, so bottom line, I was hiking through a nature thing with my cup of like nice latte macchiato, which is always good. But yeah, anyway, and the place itself is really, really beautiful. Like I said, it's just, yeah, it's just nice, you know, like it's not boring, because you have like these little bridges, you have water, you have like high greenery, low greenery, a lot of birds. I did regret actually not bringing my old vlogging camera, because even though the thing is quite sort of like on the verge of breaking down, it is very good at zooming in, which of course the GoPro cannot do. So I couldn't really film the birds, because you can just see little dark dots in the water far away. Whereas with the vlogging camera, I could really zoom in really, really, really well. So yeah, next time, I mean, I'll bring the vlogging camera again, just because I really want to be able to zoom in. And it gives me a way to use all my 3 cameras, which is nice. But I do feel like the GoPro is really good for just this kind of vlogging, for vlogging and walking. Because I feel like with my old vlogging camera, whenever I like, and that's just fair, you know, because the camera was meant for like standing still and shooting an image and not walking and filming technically. But, you know, like the thing with the GoPro is that it's very like, it's made for movement. So it balances the screen out really well. So you don't get the whole like seasickness kind of hype when you're walking and filming, because the GoPro stabilizes it, whereas the old camera did not. So yeah, anyway, besides they both barely weigh anything and they're very small, so they're not like a hassle to bring along. Like back in the day I used to vlog with my DSLR and I quickly stopped doing that because that thing is heavy. So yeah, that one I'll just keep for at home, sorry. But yeah, anyway, this was also a fun thing to film, by the way. This is the bridge at Waddinxveen. Hefbrug is what it's called in Dutch. It's basically, I have no idea if there's even a name for it in English, but it's just a bridge where the middle part lifts up, basically. So boats can go beneath it. But yeah, I just thought it was fun to film because, I don't know, I just feel like this is one of those typically Dutch views with like the water and the like little houses and then the bridge and then there's a boat and then later you'll see bicycles going over the bridge first, because they really did think things through here. The bicycles, once the bridge is down again, the bicycles get green light first, so they can just go over the bridge without getting almost slammed in the back by hasty cars. They really did think that through. So yeah, I don't know, I just thought it was fun to film. And it's a fun thing in summer, because obviously you don't really get this in winter, because barely anyone actually uses their boats then. I can imagine if you live next to water that you would own a boat. It seems fun in summer, but like I probably wouldn't really like use it because I don't like being out in the sun too much. Like I said, I'm more of a winter person. Like I love autumn actually. I like all seasons, but I guess autumn is my favorite. But anyway, summer walks are fun too. But yeah, we just took a nice like you know, we didn't take the highway home. Like whenever it's just a nice Sunday ride, we usually go through like villages and stuff, just because it's, I don't know, it's just more fun. You see more stuff. I actually hate driving through like tiny places with my car myself. With the bike I do like it, but I do like it when someone else is driving the car through like tiny places. That sounded weird. And now it's time for a lunch. I'm making tofu for one simple reason. The tofu at this point was a week and a half old and it's fresh tofu and I really had to use it. So that's why we're actually making an effort at lunch instead of eating a sandwich. Yay! Anyway, like I said, I always use the fresh tofu because I feel like it's more tasty. Like, I don't know, the frozen stuff that tastes weird to me. Whereas the fresh stuff is just like, it's like savory marshmallow, is so good. But anyway, I used mirin and soy sauce to season it and salt and pepper. I've been to the Asian supermarket again lately. I've also really been into making rice balls lately, but I'll film that at some other point in time. Because I finally figured out how to properly do it. Yay, and I really want to show you. Because it's not that hard once you figure it out. Basically, but you don't want to know how many times I failed in the past. I'll tell you all about it in a different video though. But anyway, I always dry off the tofu first because it comes in like a very moist packaging to keep it like nice and soggy. That sounds negative, but it's a good thing. Anyway, look, if you ever eat tofu, then you know what I mean. But yeah, I'm just cutting it into like pretty large blocks. And just tossing it in the pan, obviously. One thing, if you use very dark soy sauce like I am, it's going to look burnt, but it's not actually burnt. It was still raw at that point. It just looked burnt because it hit the soy sauce and it became really dark. Keep that in mind. So yeah, like the dark bits, not burnt, just soy sauce. Anyway, I'm just gonna stir it around until it is nice and like crispy on the outside, still soft on the inside. And then it's just time to have a nice lazy Sunday lunch in the backyard. always fun. There's one thing I love in summer, like getting to eat outside. I mean, I guess you could do that in winter, but it would be very, very, very chilly. I don't know, it's just not something that I like tend to do. Oh, and yes, I'm very meticulous with like making sure that every side of the tofu is actually like nice and crisp. And I don't know how it is with you, but I usually have some useful stuff to get done on Sundays as well. This week it was time to clean the windows, and yeah, I'm just showing one window. Obviously I did all the windows in the house. But anyway, I always use the Cargo Window Vac, which is also not sponsored, but seriously, I really recommend this thing if you don't particularly enjoy cleaning in general, and especially not cleaning windows, because it makes it super, super easy. Basically, you just spray the window, and I'm doing it in parts because it's very warm right now, and if I do the entire window in one go, it's going to dry before I get the chance to actually put the window vac over it. But yeah, it's basically just a very small like vacuum cleaner-esque thing that you pull over the window and you pull it dry again, and then it's clean. It's perfect for if you just have, you know, normal, regular windows to clean, in the sense of these windows get a little bit dusty, maybe a little bit greasy because the kitchen is close by, but they don't get really, really dirty. Like, you know, we don't throw mud at the windows. If you have very dirty windows, you might want to make more of an effort of actually scrubbing them clean carefully. But these, well, you know, there's really there's no dirt on them, you know, like it's just dust. So it's really very low effort. And that's what I like chores to be, low effort, because I don't like house chores. So the lower efforts they are, the better. Seriously, they can never be too low effort for me. And then after the chores, it's time to go back into the backyard to be lazy again. My mom actually found this in the supermarket. It was a package of like 6 tiny bottles of cocktails, which you only had to add ice to. So yeah, I saved this one for last. This is a pina colada, which to me is just like it's just a true summer drink to me. I love it. So yeah, and also this one, it was so creamy. Like it was actually a really good one. So yeah. Also as a snack, I had tempura seaweed because again, Asian supermarket haul. Yeah, I really need to do like a video on like food, because I like cooking. And I try to actually cook a meal every single day. It just, I don't know, like per season is sort of the first per theme, I guess. Like in summer I do more like salads and stuff. Anyway, and also I always buy it at Amazing Oriental. I don't know if they're actually also abroad. But the plus of them is if you can't find it in the physical store, they also actually have a website. So you can also order food, which is very handy. But anyway, for dinner I'm just gonna be lazy and toss some frozen pizza in the oven. And seriously, if you like making pizza, be it frozen pizza or be it homemade pizza, which is also a lot of fun to make, by the way, I really recommend getting a cutting board like this. It's so freaking easy, like seriously, you don't even have to think about how to cut it. You just follow the like grooves on the cutting board and you have perfect pizza slices. It's super easy, and whenever I'm somewhere else and making a pizza and I don't have a cutting board like this, it's really annoying because then you actually have to plan how to cut the pizza, which seems like a small thing, but you just, I guess a cutting board like this makes you lazy. Anyway, and like the bottom is just smooth and flat, so you can use the bottom for like every other sort of like cutting. Like I also used this cutting board for the tofu, but it was the other side of it. Just make sure to actually, you know, properly wash both sides all the time, and that's it. But yeah, frozen pizza, always good. I'm very particular about where I want the toppings to be when I cut it, by the way. Like, it's fine when like a piece of salami is like perfectly cut in half, but I don't like it when it's like just a tiny bit on one side and one tiny bit on the other side. And I make cutting a pizza so much more difficult than it needs to be, don't I? Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed watching this vlog. We're almost at the end of it. If you did enjoy it, please click the like button. It would really help me out because it makes YouTube suggest my videos more often to new people. If you want to see more of my videos, you can also subscribe to my channel. I'm definitely planning on doing this type of vlogging more often because I, for one, really enjoy it. So I really hope you enjoyed it too. But yeah, for now, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you have weekend, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And I hope to see you next time. Bye!